Orpheus and Eurydice, a journey to the underworld. The myths of ancient Greece are a treasure trove of wisdom, inspiration, and emotion. They intertwine love and hatred, joy and sorrow, life and death, revealing timeless truths about human existence. One of the most poignant myths is the story of Orpheus and Eurydice. This tale speaks of a love so profound that it defied even the laws of death, of courage, despair, and the sacrifices made to save a beloved soul. Orpheus, a gifted musician whose lyre could enchant the world, and Eurydice, a nymph embodying beauty and grace, became the protagonists of a legend where tragedy and devotion are forever entwined. Today, we delve into this ancient myth to recount their story and explore why it continues to resonate so deeply with people across centuries. A story of love and tragedy. Orpheus was a legendary musician and poet. According to myth, he was the son of Calliope, the muse of epic poetry, and either the river god Oeagrus or, in some accounts, the god Apollo himself. From a young age, Orpheus displayed extraordinary talent. His music didn't just bring joy to people, it could tame wild animals, move trees, and even make rocks dance to his melodies. Eurydice was a dryad, a forest nymph, whose beauty was as natural and pure as the landscapes she inhabited. She was captivated by Orpheus's kindness and music. Their love was a harmonious union, a celebration of life and passion that brought light to everyone around them. But their happiness was short-lived. One day, while walking through a sunlit meadow, Eurydice stepped on a snake hidden in the grass. Its bite was venomous and fatal. Eurydice died, and her soul descended into the realm of the dead. Devastated by grief, Orpheus could not accept her loss. He resolved to do the impossible, to venture into the underworld and bring her back. Journey to the underworld. Orpheus's path to the underworld was fraught with challenges and dangers. The first obstacle was the river Styx, which separated the world of the living from the land of the dead. At its bank, Orpheus encountered Charon, the aged ferryman who transported the souls of the deceased. Charon refused to carry a living man across the river, but then Orpheus played his lyre. His music was so enchanting that even the stern Charon relented, allowing Orpheus to board his boat. On the other side of the Styx, Orpheus faced Cerberus, the giant three-headed dog guarding the entrance to the underworld. Known for his ferocity, Cerberus was a creature few dared to approach. Yet, as Orpheus played, the monstrous dog was soothed into calmness, lying down peacefully by the gates. When Orpheus finally stood before Hades and Persephone, the rulers of the dead, he knelt and began to sing. His music told a story of love and loss, of unbearable pain and undying hope. Even Hades, often depicted as cold and unyielding, and Persephone, who had herself known loss, were moved by his sorrowful melodies, the condition and its violation. Hades, impressed by Orpheus's courage and the power of his love, agreed to release Eurydice. However, he imposed a strict condition. Eurydice would follow Orpheus back to the surface, but he must not look back at her until both had fully exited the underworld. Orpheus accepted this condition. He began his ascent, with Eurydice silently following behind. The journey was long and tense. Every step was filled with uncertainty. Orpheus could not hear her footsteps or feel her presence. He could only trust that she was there. As they neared the exit, daylight began to filter out into the darkness. Overwhelmed by doubt and fear, Orpheus turned to look at Eurydice, desperate to confirm she was still with him. In that fleeting moment, he saw her pale, ghostly form before it was pulled back into the shadows. Her final words to him were a soft farewell as she vanished forever into the depths of the underworld. The aftermath. Orpheus was left alone, consumed by grief and guilt. His music, once a source of joy and wonder, became a lamentation of his loss. He withdrew from the world, finding solace only in solitude and nature. Different versions of the myth describe Orpheus's death differently. In one account, he was torn apart by Maenads, followers of Dionysus, angered by his rejection of their company. In another, he lived out his days in quiet mourning, his soul eventually reuniting with Eurydice in the underworld. Legacy and meaning. The myth of Orpheus and Eurydice is a timeless story of love, and the profound human struggle with loss. It illustrates the lengths we are willing to go for those we love, and the pain of realizing that some things are beyond our control. Orpheus symbolizes the transformative power of art, as his music transcended the boundaries between life and death. His journey reflects the human desire to challenge fate and overcome loss, even when the odds are insurmountable. Eurydice represents the fragility of happiness and the fleeting nature of life. Her story reminds us to cherish the moments we have with our loved ones, as they are precious and irreplaceable. This myth teaches acceptance of life's inevitable losses, while also celebrating the enduring power of love and memory. If this tale touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share your thoughts in the comments, and let us know what myths you'd like to hear next. Your engagement inspires us to explore more captivating stories from ancient cultures.